You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Thanks for checking out the podcast and YouTube channel on Conroe Culture. Don't forget, we're live on Lone Star Community Radio every Monday at noon. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Want more information? Visit the show page on irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture for past shows and learn how to sponsor the show.
Labor Day. I don't know. Can you say happy Labor Day? We are at Lone Star Community Radio. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, downtown Conroe, 104.5, 106.1 on your FM, or you can go to irlonestar.com and watch us live stream. Of course, we're also on our city TV on Suddenlink Channel 12 in Conroe. Maybe not. Are we on that right now? It's kind of like a ghost town right now in downtown Conroe. I think everybody's just taking a Labor Day off. So, it's been such a challenging week. I find myself wondering what day it really is, and is this Labor Day weekend? I can't remember what day I was out or what day the rain stopped or any of that. So today on the show, we have some people that are going to speak to us a little bit about the storm, recovery efforts, and things we can do around the community, around Conroe, to help people out and where to go. So we have Jennifer Landers, who is the new executive director with Crisis Assistance Center, formerly known as Montgomery County Emergency Assistance. And we will have Courtney Weidner with Farmers Insurance talking about how you go about getting reimbursed through FEMA. What's the procedures? Do you have to have pictures? What if your car flooded? What if you've been out of work? Imagine, yes, all of that. It's kind of overwhelming, but she's been in the business for a long time and hopefully can give us some tips about what you need to do. And then we have Pastor Chris Lake from Tree of Life Lutheran Church, who's been out with many recovery efforts and the muck and the gunk and all of that. So we're going to get his point of view of what's going on. And we're all out there doing ministry to help our neighbors. That's really the end of the story right there. We do what we can. If we physically get dirty and put on the masks, or we help at the shelters, everybody wants to help our neighbors, whether they're physically our neighbors or just basically in the community. So we're going to talk about some things that are going on this week to give everybody a little more happiness and to take a break. So today, Clear Choice Acupuncture, which is right across the parking lot from me, I can see her storefront. She is offering free ear acupuncture. If you haven't done it, don't knock it. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But that's supposed to de-stress you, and she's doing that. Well, it started at 10 and it goes till 2, and she's doing it again. Allison is doing it again Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 to 5. She takes walk-ins, and this helps to de-stress you. So check it out, ear acupuncture. I kind of feel like there's a lot of us walking around a little stressed, so that could help. And again, she's located on Thompson Street across from the parking lot. It's right over by the Owen Theater. So tonight, Fred McIntosh with Charles Peters will be at the Red Brick Tavern stage at 7:30, and open mic at the Corner Pub. It's kind of a Monday madness is what they call it. Seems like everything's a little madness right now, but that also is free. Pacific Yard House just opened up Friday, and they had great food. They have wonderful food. I'm not sure if they're open for lunch or not, but they are definitely open for dinner. And they have live entertainment on Friday and Saturday nights. So they have a capacity for over 150 people. And they have an outdoor seating capacity as well. So check that out. And this coming Thursday is the last free concert put on by the Conroe Parks and Recreation of the season, and that usually goes April to September. out at Heritage Park. Now, the farmers market is also out there. They will, the farmers market will move back to Founders Park by Owen Theater in October. But for right now, as of this Thursday, the farmers market starts at 4 and goes until 8. And the concert with the Fab Five and the Spinsations, that will start at 6:30. It's all free. Come out there, enjoy. Well, you can't get the produce for free, I'm just saying. But you can walk out there, bring your lawn chairs, bring your blankets, bring your dogs on leashes, and come watch the Beatles music and have a little fun. Also on Thursday night, Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes, which usually hosts Monday Night Madness at the Corner Pub, they will be competing at the Idol competition at the Redneck Country Club in Stafford Thursday night. So they have chartered a bus for people to get on the bus, pay $30. It gets you admission into the competition. It pays for the bus ride. It pays for hot dogs, and it pays for free beer. $30. So if you need another diversion and you need to get out of town for the night, they will meet at 6 o'clock at the Corner Pub and have fun. So, and Friday night and Saturday nights, the Conroe Coffee will be open till 10 o'clock, and they are right next to us. They have a window there where you can see anybody who's in the studio, but there's nobody there right now. Like I said, downtown Conroe is kind of like a ghost town right now, but we're here, so it's all good. Tickets are still available for Beauty and the Beast, and that has an ongoing performance this Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Owen Theater, and a Sunday matinee at 2. So Thursday, September 14th, a week from this Thursday, and I will remind you again next Monday, but there will be a free performance of Noises Off to anyone needing a laugh that has been affected by the flooding, and that will be at the Crichton Theater, 2 doors down from us here at the studio on Main Street in downtown Conroe. They had some damage, and then they also were not able to get their setup going, whatever they need to do for a performance because of the storms. So they were supposed to start this last week, but it is delayed till next week. So the first performance will be September 14th, and that is free. Free satire, humor, that kind of thing. If you feel like you need a little humor in your life, that might be a place to start. And then Friday the 15th, they will start with their regular performance. So today's show is sponsored by Kingwood Medical Center. They are a member of the HCA Hospitals, a comprehensive stroke center. When in doubt, call 911 if you have sudden numbness occurs. Time is critical during a stroke. We will be right back with my first guest, Jennifer Landers, with the Crisis Assistance Center. I'm Margie Taylor, your host.
When it comes to stroke, time is critical. The quicker you get to a hospital, the quicker you could potentially get critical treatment that may reduce disability and death from stroke. The Brain and Spine Center at Kingwood Medical Center is accredited by DNV as a comprehensive stroke center and is recipient of the American Stroke Association's 2017 Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite Award. Learn to recognize stroke symptoms fast and get help immediately at the first sign of a stroke. The FAST or FAST acronym for face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time. It's time to call 911. Above all else, Kingwood Medical Center is committed to the care and improvement of human life. In recognition of this commitment, they will strive to deliver high-quality, cost-effective health care in the communities they serve. Kingwood Medical Center can be contacted at 281-348-8000. For more information, visit kingwoodmedical.com. Kingwood Medical Center is located at 22999 Highway 59 North, Kingwood, Texas, 77339.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
and we are back on Conroe Culture News at Lone Star Community Radio. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, and we're going to give you some updates of things you can do if you've been flooded or if you want to volunteer, if you want to get involved. So I have several people here today in the studio with me. I have Jennifer Landers with the Crisis Assistance Center, and then we'll hear from Courtney Weidner from Farmers Insurance. And I'm sorry, it's Courtney Weidner. Oh my gosh, I'm just so confused. And Pastor Chris Lake at Tree of Life Lutheran Church. Okay, back to Jennifer. Jennifer, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. So, Crisis Assistance Center, they have been out there in the news helping with folks, of course, for a long time now, since 86?
1981.
1981. Okay, that's a long time. Of course, even more so of lately in the last week, I would have to say, correct?
Correct. We have been, just like many organizations, both churches and nonprofits, they have all come together to really help our community, help those in need. So we are still assisting folks with temporary housing and rental assistance and utilities as needed, but mostly a lot of food, house items. We have folks, that lost everything, and clothing. So we've really partnered with Interfaith and also Missions Northeast for East County to kind of bring everything to one place. We have the distribution center off of Pollock that we are trying to help as many people as we can. We thought we'd have 1,000 people on Saturday. We had 3,600 people that we served.
Oh my gosh. So the people that needed assistance, did they come directly to the Crisis Assistance Center or were they served at Pollock?
We've had both. We've had folks that have come directly to us, but right now we're sending the majority of folks over to the Pollock warehouse because that is...
It's set up to take them.
Yes. It's a huge facility. I will totally butch the numbers, but it's around 200,000 square feet of stuff that's there.
It's a warehouse.
Yes, donated by our community.
And so they have the facility there, and I know it's a new business that hasn't even yet opened
and
yet.
They graciously donated it to the county so that we could set this up.
That's awesome.
So Falcon Steel was amazing in doing that, and now we're serving folks there. They can get housewares, they can get diapers,
and that's just so much easier because I know the space you have, and it makes it very challenging.
It does
every day on a normal situation. But when you have people that are very desperate to get assistance, it's so much better to be organized and have that room to do so.
And I will tell you, the folks at Interfaith definitely stepped up and really took on a bulk of that. They have an amazing staff, and they really helped us coordinate volunteers and organize that. So I definitely have to give them, a lot.
Well, the blessing in that is that all these organizations are working together because for the most part, Interfaith serves the communities around the Woodlands.
Yes, South County.
And then I know Mission Northeast serves East Montgomery County in those areas and zip codes. And Crisis Assistance Center, I want to say MCEA, but
I know.
Crisis Assistance Center serves the county.
Correct.
So this is such a large endeavor, though, that it just makes sense for everybody to work together to do that. And that's what's amazing to me. And I know that there have been many volunteers out there as well, because without the volunteers, you can't serve the people's needs.
We've been using, at least just at the warehouse, about 800 to 900 volunteers, have been needed at all times. And so it's been amazing to have that come together. So for the rest of the week, we need about 900 volunteers still just to fill in.
So how are they taking volunteers?
The best way is to actually go to woodlandsinterfaith.org and sign up on their volunteer website. They have a application process and page where you can go right on and then actually pick your times right there.
Like a sign-up genius?
Yes. So that's the best way to do it right now.
That's great. So what are your needs?
We still are in need of really cleaning supplies at this point in time. We have a lot of folks coming to us for cleaning supplies, hygiene items. One of the biggest things we're asking for now is gas cards for transportation. We have a lot of folks that just to get them to their temporary housing at this point requires funding assistance. So we're asking for gas cards to help get folks because we're having to move them farther north in some cases because the hotel rooms
County
are full.
Or wherever.
Yeah. Yes. And so not just are we dealing with our folks that had evacuated, but folks that evacuated north from Houston or came to this area from other flooded locations. And so we are really inundated with people needing help right now in housing, and that is one thing we don't have enough of is just some temporary housing.
So you need monetary donations.
Yes, we're trying to start
make that
steering
work.
folks to monetary and really giving local. Pick an organization that's local,
Right.
that you can, that you love, or that, you're really behind their mission, and give the money there, because whether it's a church or a nonprofit, they're going to know how best to spend the dollars within our county and how best to use them. So I really can't stress enough to give
Absolutely.
local.
I know that I've been posting that on Conroe Culture News to give to the food bank, give to Interfaith, give to Crisis Assistance Center, give
Right.
to your local church that you know is doing the mission to
And
help
keeping
people.
it right here to serve those
Exactly.
that need it the most. So
And you know that there's not as much admin fees,
Yes.
things like that, that it will directly go to help them. So you're not open today.
we're not open today, but we will be open our normal
Ongoing.
hours. Yes, and we're still seeing clients, but we do have an influx of folks that need additional disaster relief right now. So we're trying to help those as well, above and beyond our normal clients that we serve.
So if somebody needs assistance, is the best way for them to go to the Pollock Center out there?
I would say between now and Friday, if they need immediate items, that is the best place for them to go, because it's all in one location. If they're just needing food right now, they can always come to our food pantry and we can help serve them immediately. But they do have food at Pollock as well.
And this is non-perishable food.
That's
It's not hot food
non-perishable.
to eat right now, a meal.
Right.
Right.
We will have fresh food at our pantry just like normal, but most of what's at Pollock is non-perishable items. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So are you getting refrigerated products?
We do have some. We have our partnership with Keep Montgomery County Fed, which also brings lots of fresh produce.
That
to
was my
us.
LMC class.
Yes, a wonderful LMC project. It has been an amazing resource for our county, so we're thankful for them. And then we do have other partners that have, churches and also other nonprofits that have their own gardens that do share and co-op with us, so that we
Nice.
can provide fresh food through our food pantry.
Well, what kind of documentation do you need for people to come in to the Crisis Assistance Center and get assistance?
Really, just a driver's license so that we know that you're located in Montgomery County. Any documentation you have that can help us through the process, if we're going to help you with your FEMA paperwork, your insurance paperwork, that kind of stuff.
So you help with the FEMA?
We can, yes, definitely. So I would bring as much as you have available, and we can help identify what else, you need to kind of get through all of the paperwork, but definitely a driver's license. And our appointment line is honestly the best way
Okay.
to get in touch with us so that we can get set up. That way people don't have to wait. I know as they're cleaning up and doing everything else, they don't want to sit and wait forever. So we'd rather make appointments.
Just makes it more
we will
organized.
take walk-ins, to try and
Right.
help as quickly as possible, but definitely appointments.
So that number is 936-539-9211,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
And you are at 1022 McCall Street in Conroe, kind of situated behind the CVS pharmacy.
Correct.
Been there.
You have a time or two.
Not last week, but yes. So what else do you want to tell us about Crisis Assistance Center?
I would just say we still are in need of volunteers. And,
Okay.
long after the media coverage is over, we will be dealing with this here in our county for a long time. So we're going to be here with clients, not just now in the immediate crisis, but also through the long-term recovery. And so don't forget about these organizations, whether it be the nonprofits like CAC or Interfaith. Don't forget about them in the weeks or months after the footage has long gone somewhere else. Keep them.
Because things are not going to be okay
It's not
for
going
a
to be
long
okay.
time.
It's going to take a long time. Right now, we're still in crisis mode. We're still
Right.
rescuing. We're still evacuating. We're still recovering and cleaning. But then we go to temporary housing, and then we also now have long-term recovery for how do we get everything back on track, not just the economy, but lives and schools and, businesses. So how do we get everything back on track? And
The new
recover?
normal.
The new normal. What's our new normal now? Yeah.
Right. So how do people go about volunteering to fit your needs so that they're not all there at one time?
We do have our website. There's a volunteer tab on our website as
Okay.
well. They can also call through the
1096?
appointment. Yes, through the appointment line as well, and they can leave a message that they want to volunteer, and we'll have a coordinator call them back and let them know what's available.
Okay. Very good.
Because our needs keep changing. So.
Well, and they do. And you mentioned the thing that you need most is cleaning products, gas cards,
Hygiene
and
items.
hygiene.
Yes.
So the hygiene, what about people that put them together in gallon bags? Is that helpful?
That's fine too. We actually just sent 2 big tubs out this morning to folks that are in hotel rooms already that just need some assistance. And we had a church group that was going around and delivering hygiene products to those. Also, some paperwork that they needed to come in to do their FEMA paperwork and that kind of stuff. So they're delivering all those to the folks. So we're trying to get to everybody who may not have transportation or anything else. We're really
There's
trying
been a
to
lot
reach
of
out.
cars flooded, and I'm sure Courtney
Yes.
can attest to that
I'm
shortly.
sure. So
Okay. So the appointment line again is 936-539-9211. And your website is cac-mctx.org, or you can just Google Crisis
Or Google
Assistance
Cri-
Center.
it should
That
come right
usually
up.
works really
Yes.
fast.
Yes.
And you also have your Facebook page, which is Crisis Assistance Center MCTX, I think. But again, you can Google that and find it. All you have to do is look for if it says Conroe on there.
exactly.
And I'm sure you'll put updates on
We've
that
been updating
page
it
as
constantly,
well. Okay, we're going to take a short break here. And then my next guest will be Courtney Weidner, Farmers Insurance, telling us about procedures with insurance and FEMA and all that. Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio.
When it comes to stroke, time is critical. The quicker you get to a hospital, the quicker you could potentially get critical treatment that may reduce disability and death from stroke. The Brain and Spine Center at Kingwood Medical Center is accredited by DNV as a comprehensive stroke center and is recipient of the American Stroke Association's 2017 Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite Award. Learn to recognize stroke symptoms fast and get help immediately at the first sign of a stroke. The FAST or FAST acronym for face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time. It's time to call 911. Above all else, Kingwood Medical Center is committed to the care and improvement of human life. In recognition of this commitment, they will strive to deliver high-quality, cost-effective health care in the communities they serve. Kingwood Medical Center can be contacted at 281-348-8000. For more information, visit kingwoodmedical.com. Kingwood Medical Center is located at 22999 Highway 59 North, Kingwood, Texas 77339.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Just contact the station on irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
And guess what? We're back. We are here. Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe Culture News. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, a Taylorized PR. And today's show is sponsored by Kingwood Medical Center. They are a member of the HCA Hospitals, a comprehensive stroke center. When in doubt, call 911. And if sudden numbness occurs, time is critical during a stroke. So my next guest here is Courtney, and she is with Farmers Insurance. She's been with them a while, a long time.
Long time.
Yes. But you also you're a food truck girl, but we won't even talk about that right now.
Yeah, I'm in insurance mode right now.
You're
for sure.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the crisis. So you're a local Conroe resident and you've lived here since the 90s.
Yes, I went to Conroe High. I've been around here in town for a while. Yes, I'm a resident of Woodhaven Forest subdivision, which was under mandatory evacuation on Monday. So, yeah, we were spared. Very, very, very grateful. Our neighborhood was spared, but yeah, it's been real. So we're out.
It has been real.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
us
a good
in our
word
neighborhood.
for it.
Yes, well, a lot of us we've been out volunteering because since we were spared in our neighborhood, we've been out and helping those that weren't so lucky.
So I'm sure, being the insurance person that you are, that you've had calls. What kind of calls are you getting?
So obviously, we've had homes that have flooded. We've had people's cars that have flooded. We've got some folks who still have water in their home that can't even get home down in Houston. It's really, really sad down there. And but another call that I'm getting a lot is my roof leaked a little bit. I'm very lucky. My house didn't flood, but they're sending me photographs of their ceiling showing that they've got some water spots on the ceiling, indication that maybe through some of the winds that we had, maybe lifted some shingles, something like that. Maybe it was just from the sheer amount of rain, their roof just started leaking, whatever the situation may be. Maybe they have wind damage, don't know. But they had some leaking going on. And so in those situations, there's a couple different ways you can handle that. If people know their homeowner's insurance, if they know where their policy is, they can check it out, see what their hurricane deductible is, because a lot of times it's more than your normal deductible.
Is that a normal thing that you would have on your homeowners?
Mm-hmm. Most policies have a separate deductible for either wind, hurricane, and hail all lumped together, or there's a separate tropical cyclone deductible that covers storm-related damages from tropical storms and any named storm, hurricanes and tropical storms. So they may call it a hurricane deductible, maybe called a tropical cyclone deductible, something like that. It might be 1%, it might be 2%, it might be more than that. It just depends on your insurance company. So I advise folks, check that out, see what your deductible is. If you've only got a few little water spots on your ceiling, you don't have stuff caving in or anything like that, you may not be over than your deductible. So, but we're telling folks they can do one of a couple things. If they want to call a contractor to come out and check it out just to see, because if it's only about $1,000 to repair it, you may not even want to mess with filing a claim. It may just not even be worth having the adjuster, spending that manpower when they could be adjusting homes that have a whole lot of damage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it's not crucial and your house is okay and you can wait, if it's not a huge thing, and can call a contractor out to check it out before you file a claim. But the other thing we're telling folks is if you got quite a bit of damage, then we say go ahead and get that claim filed. Simultaneously, also get a contractor to come out and look at your house. Get on everybody's list. Get on your insurance company's queue to have your damage inspected. And then also contractors have waiting lists too right now. So, call somebody that's reputable. Call somebody that's recommended. Maybe somebody has used personally. I highly caution everybody, just be really careful. I was a victim of a shiesty contractor after Hurricane Ike. It was a very unfortunate situation. I thought I knew better, but I will just tell folks, make sure whoever you hire is insured. Ask them to see their proof of insurance. If they're a legit contractor, they will have absolutely no problem showing you that.
They have to have a certain license, don't they?
It depends on the trade. Roofers in Texas, there is no license, but HVAC, electricians, plumbers,
and
absolutely.
it has that usually on their vehicle.
Yeah.
It's written on
their
there.
license numbers on there. Right.
So would you say that people should talk to their insurance person and go by their recommendations?
Absolutely. If y'all have not talked to your agent yet, if you have any damage to your home at all, call your agent. Talk to them, just have a conversation. I've had some great conversations with our clients this week, folks I haven't talked to in a long time. We've been calling our customers, everybody that had flood insurance, to check on them, make sure if they need any help filing claims, things like that. But definitely call your agent and see what they recommend. They may know some contractors too that they could recommend to you that they've worked personally with or their clients have been satisfied with, things like that. So definitely go with somebody that people know.
That you know. So you come back to your home. You've been evacuated.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? What's the first thing you need to do?
Oh, gosh. If you have damage, if you don't have damage?
No, you have damage.
Say you have damage, right?
It's like a mess. It's like horrible.
Yeah.
Any of these neighborhoods, your own or whatever. I mean, what is the first thing they need to do? Do they need to take pictures? Do they need to call their insurance? What do they need to do?
It's so overwhelming. I spent the day volunteering in River Plantation yesterday, and if y'all haven't been through there, it's just,
it's horrible.
I don't have words. I don't have words for it.
It's just devastating.
It is. And that's just one neighborhood out of all of Southeast Texas. Like I can't even fathom it, y'all. It's so bad. So anyway, but yes, if you have damage in your home, get your phone out, take as many pictures as you can. Just go crazy. Take videos, take pictures of everything. Because, if you have flood insurance, you're going to get paid, but you got to have photographs of your damage. It's just, I went through this with Allison. It's just, if you don't have pictures, you're just going to have trouble. So just take as many pictures as you can, email them to yourself, put them in a cloud, do something so they're saved, they're safe. If you're having to file a FEMA claim, if it hasn't been said already, disasterassistance.gov, you can access it from your phone. Get on there, get your FEMA claim filed. I'm hearing reports of folks getting direct deposits for hotel, vouchers and things like this. So they're moving pretty quickly from what I'm hearing.
Do you do the FEMA on your own, or you go through your insurance?
No,
agent?
you do that on your own.
Okay.
But I think one of the questions is, I've not filled it out myself because I didn't need any assistance. But one of the questions is, they ask you, what insurance do you have, and this and that. Believe if you're going to go, if you have substantial damage, then they need denial letters from your insurance companies and things like that. So, take pictures of everything. If trash has to be hauled away, let it be hauled away. You can't keep it on your property for forever, but just photograph it all and get your disaster assistance claim filed and notify your insurance agent.
Now, do you know, is FEMA set up in some of these communities that are really bad, like in RP? I'm assuming they're setting up a trailer out there for people to file claims, because, it's just so much easier.
Yes. From what I'm understanding, they're supposed to be out in RP today. Today it is.
They have a trailer out there? Okay.
So FEMA's going to be out in River Plantation today.
Well, that's smart. Because,
Yes.
It's right there where they can help people. And I'm assuming then they're probably in other areas as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And if you want to volunteer in River Plantation, I will tell y'all, just go in, check in at the info center right there on the main drag, the little country, I guess it's the country club building. It's a little red building right there.
It has big signs out there that
you
says
can't
volunteers.
miss it. Yeah, you can't miss it. Check in there, and they will instruct you which houses have crews at them just gutting them right now. So there's just need for so much labor. If you have the means to travel, you guys, Farmers Insurance is set up at several different spots down in Rockport, down south of here, where they had a lot of the wind damage and people's homes just completely gone. And so they're looking for labor in areas like that, in the smaller areas like Shepherd and Cold Spring, areas outside of Houston. There's a lot of devastation, and they need volunteer labor. So,
East County, too.
Yeah, East County. it's everywhere. We're blessed here because we have a high concentration of people and volunteers around, but it's a lot of the, out in the country a little bit and the, the East Woods over there that they don't have the manpower. They really need the help.
They really need the people power.
Mm-hmm.
They need resources. And some of those people don't have access to the shelters.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a car. They can't just go to the shelter and go get services.
Right.
It's flooded, or they're flooded in. They're still only accessed by boat, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
So pictures, they need to call their agent. They need to document with FEMA. And hopefully if they're in your neighborhood, you can just go in person. And how long does it take for FEMA to respond? What's the norm, or is there a norm?
This is all new, Margie.
Yes,
this is like never seen before. I will say the county's response has been really amazing. They wouldn't let vehicles into the bad parts of RP yesterday just because they had the big dump trucks there.
They had to pick it up.
And the big scoops and the claws and just picking up piles of debris that people have been, mucking out of these houses and stuff. The response has really been something. And I really, really hope that once we get our own county cleaned up that we can go, help surrounding. I don't even know if that's possible, but it's like they need it so bad, So I really don't know how long it's taken. I know farmers, we've already been settling claims. I've been getting calls from our customers thanking us for moving so fast. So I know all the insurance companies are jumping on these things as fast as they can and trying to get people rental cars. I've heard, people saying they can't find a rental car anywhere in the city. I believe it. You're just going to be on a list, and I'm sorry. it's just, the demand is so great right now. Enterprise is sending in thousands of cars, from surrounding states and stuff to help with the demand, but it's so everybody's strapped. It's just.
Do insurance companies help with reimbursement for hotels and that kind of thing as well?
I hate to say it. It depends on the damage, Okay. Different insurance companies cover for different things. Now, unfortunately, with flood insurance, I will tell you this. The one bummer about flood insurance is it only covers direct physical damage to your home and your contents, the contents inside of your home, not anything that was loose in your yard or not secured in a structure. So, everything that was inside your home, but it does not cover additional living expense. So all of these folks that are completely displaced from their homes, there's no way they can even reside in there. There's just no way, while their home's being repaired. Some folks can, but most folks that flooded cannot. The flood insurance, unfortunately, does not pay for a hotel or anything like that. So if anybody has means, an extra rent house or even an RV or a trailer or something like that, there's lots of Facebook groups, Housing After Harvey and other things where folks are posting needs and also availability of housing for folks that are displaced that really need some affordable housing. Because these guys, their mortgage companies might waive a couple months of their mortgage payment, but they still got a mortgage to pay and no house to live in. And now they got to pay to live somewhere else too. It's so bad. So, yeah, if anybody can help out with some housing, that's a great need for that too.
And their cars, if their cars are flooded, are they, for the most part, insured for that? Or is that a extra addendum something?
No, if they had on their vehicle insurance, if they had comprehensive coverage or other than collision, that is the flood coverage. But if you only had liability only, unfortunately, no, flood damage wouldn't be covered.
Right. Well, most people have the whole deal, don't they? The whole... All right, I'm not even going to say most people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
It just depends, Margie. Yeah, newer cars, yeah. If you have a lien holder on your vehicle, then you have to have full coverage.
You have to have full coverage.
Yeah, if you're paying a payment, then you probably most likely you have it. I would hope so.
Now, if you just bought it used from somebody and paid cash, you may or may not have it.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
So if you're not sure, call your agent.
Okay. Well, this is good information, I think. And Courtney is available at Farmers Insurance.
Yes. In my office, you guys, is also a donation site. Farmers has donation sites, which is a lot of agents' offices. And we're taking donations to our distribution centers, which are taking stuff to the areas like Rockport and Dickinson, other areas that we can't exactly get to all that easily. Some of the things they're saying, everybody's so full of clothes right now. The overwhelming donations of clothes have just it's kind of created more of a problem than anything else. I hate to say that, but there's more labor needed to handle the volume of clothes than, we could be helping other people. But things that they need, masks, working gloves, tarps, nails, buckets, wheelbarrows, shovels, bleach and cleaning supplies. When I worked at the Pollock Center on Saturday, it was like the cleaning supplies were going faster than donations were coming in.
Right, that's
and
what
then
Jennifer was saying.
New towels and sheets, things like that. Those are other items. But yeah, please keep your clothes until the need is there.
and definitely don't need prom dresses and coats and all that other crazy stuff.
Yeah, no
Maybe
coats.
new underwear or socks. Yes. I know that Jennifer was needing things like that.
New
and she's nodding
yes, please.
Her head. I mean, people still want to feel clean in some respect,
Yes.
And this is about dignity as well.
Absolutely. New things are appreciated.
Okay, and you also have your CK Weidner, Weidner Facebook page.
Right.
People can find you all over the place.
If you just Google my name, Courtney Weidner, you'll find
it just comes up.
I'm all over the place.
And you're at 945 Sergeant Ed Holcomb.
Yeah, I'm the Farmers Insurance Office at the corner of Sergeant Ed and the South Loop 336, just down from Conroe Regional.
Look for a green Filacco's food truck.
That's my Evelyn. She's going to be out feeding soon, you guys. I've had to wear my insurance hat, and I really want to be out giving away free hot meals, but I got to do the insurance gig.
You got to do the insurance gig
for the moment.
Okay, we're going to take another break, and I'll be right back. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News. We'll be back with Pastor Chris Lake.
When it comes to stroke, time is critical. The quicker you get to a hospital, the quicker you could potentially get critical treatment that may reduce disability and death from stroke. The Brain and Spine Center at Kingwood Medical Center is accredited by DNV as a comprehensive stroke center and is recipient of the American Stroke Association's 2017 Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite Award. Learn to recognize stroke symptoms fast and get help immediately at the first sign of a stroke. The FAST or FAST acronym for face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty and time. It's time to call 911. Above all else, Kingwood Medical Center is committed to the care and improvement of human life. In recognition of this commitment, they will strive to deliver high quality, cost-effective health care in the communities they serve. Kingwood Medical Center can be contacted at 281-348-8000. For more information, visit kingwoodmedical.com. Kingwood Medical Center is located at 22999 Highway 59 North, Kingwood, Texas, 77339.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available in Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
It's Monday, September 4th, and we are in downtown Conroe. I'm your host for Conroe Culture News, Margie Taylor, and we're talking about disaster relief. Seems to be the topic right now of that guy Harvey. I don't know if anybody's going to love that name or want to name a child of that name, Harvey. I don't even know anybody named Harvey, so I'm glad I don't. But we've had different people in here today. Christ Assistance Center for, talking about where you can go, how you can donate, where do people go if they have needs. And the Pollock Center is a big place. Jennifer Landers is the executive director there. Courtney Weidner is with Farmers Insurance. She was talking about claims and insurance and flooded cars, and you need to make sure you keep all your receipts if you spend any money on cleaning products or anything pertaining to your home that's been flooded, or your car, anything like that. And she's also going to come back in a minute and tell us what happens if you've been out of business because of the flood. And there is some different ways you can get reimbursement. So my next guest is Pastor Chris Lake, and he is with Tree of Life Lutheran Church on the Loop as well, 336. And Pastor Lake.
Yes.
You have been involved. The church has been involved.
We've been busy. We have, for me, I live in River Plantation, and I got a phone call from my neighbor and a member at 6 a.m. and said, we're bugging out. Can you give us a hand? And I was on my way out, and my kids actually said, well, if you're going, we're going. And so before it was all said and done, we were helping move our neighbors out of their homes before they got inundated by the San Jacinto River there. I became an expert of reading those numbers coming out of the floodgates. When you have, and my daughter figured this out, it was something like 66 million gallons of water coming through those floodgates a minute. It didn't take long before we in River Plantation saw the end result of that.
You have to move fast.
You got to move fast, and it came. I live on Stone Mountain. I literally watched that water come all the way up from about 2 houses from me, and it gave me a real appreciation for those folks who just have that undescribable fear of watching this force come in that you have absolutely no control over. And you can feel, how helpless that is. And I had not felt that or experienced that before in that regards, at least not in that way. And the whole experience is just beyond words. But luckily, my home was saved. The flood plain was 127, or the crest of the river was 127. I live at 130 feet of elevation. So, in that regards, the numbers worked in my favor, but there were a lot of folks, as we've mentioned already, in River Plantation that were not fortunate. And as a result, in some cases, took on 8 to 10 feet worth of water, which is just indescribable what that does to your home.
Well, some pictures I've seen show that it's all you see is some trees. It just encompasses the whole community with water that looks like it's a lagoon.
Yeah, it is. It is. The mess that is left behind is, if there's, I hate to say even any sort of very positive this, because none of this feels positive. But the fact that the weather is at least not 190 degrees outside right now has been such
a little cooler.
It's bought us two things. It gives our volunteers a little bit of relief while they're doing the work, so they're not, we don't have people getting hurt because they are working themselves, to a point of heat exhaustion or heat stroke or something to that effect. And two, it does mitigate a little bit of the mold growth. Now, we are now, 4 or 5 days into this, that I think we've bought all the good grapes we're going to buy there. But at this point, we're certainly, and that's one of the things I have great concerns with as we've been sending teams out for days now. I've been out there, and I just cannot stress how important it is to be careful with these environments. They are becoming toxic. You need to be wearing an N95 mask. My friend Scott Moore, who is the disaster pastor for the Methodist Church out here, who, by the way, is, and if I can just add to this, all the churches out here have it's amazing what kind of partnership we're seeing between congregations, between different church denominations. We have bonded together. We're working with each other. We've all know each other by a first name basis for years now, and we are absolutely doing what we need to do to take care of Conroe. And it just brings tears to my eyes because we're all passionate about doing what's right by the people. And I've yet to come across anyone who doesn't want to do anything but what's right by the folks here in the community. And of course, as we've mentioned earlier, we are fortunate enough that we've had enough be able to get in and begin to mitigate some of these problems, that once we've done so, that we're going to be able to go out and then reach further into Houston. The number I heard today from the Crisis Cleanup website was something like 33,000 houses in Houston that are in need of mucking and gutting. And that number is, of course, increasing daily. So, there is work to be done there. And the first goal, at least for me personally, is I had to take care of my neighborhood, right. Get River Plantation at least head in the right direction before I started stepping out, because it's just hard to take care of other folks if your own people aren't taken care of. In
your own backyard, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. And we're making really great progress out there, even though there's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, what's amazing to me is also the power of social media in the last week.
Oh, yeah.
Has been tremendous. People come out there. I know I helped you with a video, and it hit 6,000 people. In a matter of a couple of days, one of the families out there.
That's right. Yep.
And she got people, she has no idea who they are. 60 people showed up in her front yard.
Yep.
Because people want to help.
Absolutely.
As long as they know where and what time you need them, they're there.
Yeah. I just put on my Facebook page, we're going to muck and gut at this address. And I always have at least 4 or 5 folks who just say, hey, I'd love to come out and help. And at that point, then, it's just a matter of making sure that we do what we do with great care and compassion, because especially at this point, although stuff is important, what's more important is giving people back their dignity to the best of our ability, to give them the option of making choices about their stuff. The flood took a lot away from them. If we can give some of that back, that is a tremendous goal in volunteering with these folks. Put them in a position of power, and so they can decide, yes, I want to keep that. No, I don't. Some of these things just aren't an option. But any place that we can find that, we certainly, you certainly want to give that back to folks.
Let them decide what's salvageable and what's not.
That's
what
right.
You're saying.
Absolutely. Some things that are just a given. But one of my best finds for the whole week was this family we were assisting with. They had lost 2 of their dogs, and inadvertently some volunteers threw away the urns that their ashes were in. And of course, we knew this was important, so we went diving back into the piles, and we found both of them.
I know, that was amazing.
That was it
just makes you feel good.
Because that's why we're out there. That's why we volunteer. That's why we do the work that we do, so that they can have these things, because in some cases this is all they've got. And one of the things I just can't stress again beyond the safety stuff is keep in mind that what may not be valuable to you will be valuable to the homeowner. So please listen to their wishes and do what is appropriate and helpful for them. This isn't about you. It's about what they need.
Well, we're going to take a little break, but first I want to say that you're available on Facebook at Tree Church.
That's correct.
And treeoflifelutheran.org if people want to get involved.
Or treechurch.net. Either one of those will find us.
Okay.
Yep. We've got multiple addresses.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Margie Taylor of Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio.
When it comes to stroke, time is critical. The quicker you get to a hospital, the quicker you could potentially get critical treatment that may reduce disability and death from stroke. The Brain and Spine Center at Kingwood Medical Center is accredited by DNV as a comprehensive stroke center and is recipient of the American Stroke Association's 2017 Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite Award. Learn to recognize stroke symptoms fast and get help immediately at the first sign of a stroke. The FAST, or FAST acronym, for face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time. It's time to call 911. Above all else, Kingwood Medical Center is committed to the care and improvement of human life. In recognition of this commitment, they will strive to deliver high-quality, cost-effective health care in the communities they serve. Kingwood Medical Center can be contacted at 281-348-8000. For more information, visit kingwoodmedical.com. Kingwood Medical Center is located at 22999 Highway 59 North, Kingwood, Texas, 77339.
Hello? Okay, I am back. This is Margie Taylor and Conroe Culture News, downtown Conroe, Lone Star Community Radio, every Monday at noon, even Labor Day, just saying. So I want to give a shout out to Kingwood Medical Center. They are the sponsor of this show with HCA Hospitals. And next Monday, we will have Josh Cherry from Delta Life Fitness, Kate Bim talking about Operation Lipstick to give a little dignity back to people, getting them some cosmetics and a small bag, and philanthropy fashion that's at Market Street. And they're all about giving back to nonprofits all the time. Okay, so we have Chris Lake here from Tree of Life Church. We have Jennifer Landers from Christ Assistance Center and Courtney Weidner from Farmers Insurance. What else do y'all want to tell people?
You know, I one of the questions I'd love to hear from Courtney is if folks aren't sure whether or not they can begin tearing out drywall and so on, how do you best begin to discern when to start to mitigate, and how quickly should you sit around doing that?
Well, if you got flood water in your home, you got to get that stuff out of there just as soon as possible, because once black mold sets in and it just starts spreading throughout your house, you're just going to have a huge mess on your hands. So whatever sheetrock is wet, from what I'm hearing, you can't cut it out up to the ceiling. Obviously, FEMA's not going to cover anything just all the way up to the ceiling. But a couple of feet above the water line, water does wick up the sheetrock, and so it may be moist above where the water line was. So you do need to cut out a bit above the water line, but not 3 feet.
The guideline we tend to use, or I've been told, is 12 inches above the water line, and so generally we try to go either 2 or 4 feet. And of course, in River Plantation, they had 10 feet, so there's nothing left.
There's nothing there.
Yeah. I mean, just totally gutted up to the second story. It was, it's hard to fathom. So, but for folks, I would just say, just make sure you take those pictures, document really well on the inside and the outside of your house how high up the water got. Because if you have flood insurance, they need to see those things. And once you document well enough where the water line got, they know all the contents that were touched with that flood water. I mean, they're toast. If there were some things, dishes that may be salvageable. I know people, yesterday I saw, lifetimes of china and family heirlooms and things like that. It's so sad. But anything that's fabric is toast. It's got to go. Get it out of the house as soon as you can, and carpet and all that stuff.
And if somebody is out of work because of the flooding or anything like that, do you know what they need to do for business-wise? Okay, well, I will post that on Conroe Culture News because I think I have in the past. Jennifer, do you want to add anything?
I would just say thanks to the community for all that they've done to help.
Been extraordinary. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we will have a podcast of this show available by tomorrow, and it will be posted on Taylor Ice PR, Conroe Culture News, and IR Lone Star / Conroe Culture News. I'm your host, Margie Taylor. Be safe and take a little bit of time off today. Happy Labor Day.
You're listening to Conroe Culture on FM 104.5 and 106.1 with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. Live streaming on irlonestar.com every Monday at noon. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter via Conroe Culture.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas, at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.